7th, 0530, departing from Marquette. Just looked on the radar, saw absolutely nothing, but ahead of me, I don't know, I can't tell what it is. It's supposed to be a nice clear day all day. Light winds, which keep changing from the south, of course. Ultimately, I'll be heading south. Couldn't get the southwest winds. No, it's got to change on me. And it's about 47 degrees. Okay, apparently everything I saw was just kind of high fog coming off of Portage Lake. It's been a fantastic sunrise. Okay, it's 08:05. I'm out of the Keenewa Canal by several miles. At that point, I kind of routed a course. So I'm going to say I got about 50 miles to go to Marquette. As you can see, it's glass. So the weirdness of Lake Superior continues. This is not a good example, but hopefully you can see it there in the distance. About 3 minutes ago, I looked to my starboard, and I swear to God, it looked like sand. Like if you turned to it, went out it, you would run aground. But no, it's just some kind of weird visual. So I'm passing Big Bay on my way back to Marquette, and it's just been a very strange day, particularly since the predictions were clear skies all day. That's not happened. In between the mainland and the Huron Islands, I was able to do some catnapping. Temperature went up and then down, then up and then down. Then it got really cloudy and looked like rain. And now you can see it's nice and sunny and cleared up. My mood has changed with the weather. Right now I'm happy as a lark. When it's cold and miserable, so am I. So unlike when I came this direction, I could not see bottom, but I'm here at a good time. Oh, there's a big ass boulder right there. And the terrain is fascinating. We on Lake Erie are not accustomed to seeing below us. And I imagine if you do this a lot, it does not freak you out like it's freaking me out right now. And I am cutting corners as much as I can. I know this doesn't always work. You can see my old course line and my new course line. Like I am cutting it close. Two reasons. Primarily, I want to make sure I get to Marquette and get gas before they close so I can depart again at 6 in the morning. Two, the shoreline is always more interesting. For example, I did not notice this beautiful scene over here when I departed. I can see the Marquette light in the distance, and it's a ways away yet. I hope I make it before they close up shop. I need gas. Good morning, it's July 8th, 0545. I woke up very early this morning because that's kind of the schedule I'm getting on, and I think partly because of anxiety, if you will, angst. Covered a lot of ground. I woke up, I did not want to do this today. But look at the sky I'm getting. But realized, per the weather, I need to make Whitefish Bay in 2 days. and then I'll be close to the Sulaks and closer to home and feeling better. So I took off. Alrighty, fellow mariners, it is 0732 July 8th, and if you can see here, I just hit 1,000 nautical miles for the season. All that but 8 have been on this trip, I believe. Once again, I'm down below in the cabin. There's a reason for that. I'm sure you all know. Right now, I could be under sail. In fact, since I've departed, it's been pretty good sailing, although I'd be on a close haul. But there's a lot of reasons that I am not hoisting right now. One, this is not predicted, so I'm fearful that it's going to die. In fact, during the last half hour, the wave height has subsided. That's telling me the wind is dying. That's number one. Number two, it's about 50 degrees out there. I just went out to adjust my auto helm, and I could not do it fast enough because I wanted to get back below. So hoisting right now would be very unpleasant, though once it's done, you're under sail, I get that. So that's number two. Number three, have you ever driven across country and then you noticed there was a tourist attraction 50, 75 miles out of the way, and you're like, well, what the hell, we've already driven this far, what's another 150 miles? That's kind of the point that I've reached. I've motored this far, what's another 60 miles? Who cares? And lastly, and most importantly, most significant ones, is these last 3 or 4 days have just kicked my butt. They've been 10, 12-hour days. I've been getting up at the crack of stupid, not even the crack, I mean like 3:30, so I can depart by 5 in the morning, go all day, get in, provision, whatnot, get to bed by 9, and then do it all again the next day. So I'm just freaking exhausted. Okay, it's 0920, and the farther away I get from shore, the colder it has become. At the last filming, it was okay. I wasn't warm. Right now I got my hoodie hood on, and I put my upper foul weather gear on just to be uncomfortably cold. One of the harbor masters at Marquette during my last visit said this has just not been normal. Great, the year I decided to come up here, they have one of the coldest June, Julys ever. Come on, son, warm us up. It's only supposed to get to 62 today inland. So definitely in the 50s out here, that's for sure. I can see my breath down below. That's what I'm saying. I can see my breath. All right, still July 8th, 14:20 right now. I catnapped for about 2 hours in there. In the meantime, the winds picked up to a beautiful 10 to 15 on the beam. Waves 1 foot or less. Kind of ticks me off that it's 50 degrees and I'm exhausted and don't feel like doing it. It's really uncomfortable out here. So it's 16:41 and I see some brethren ahead of me. 2 sailboats and some other vessel out there, as I am 1.32 nautical miles away from the entrance. I fear they're heading in the same place I am. So I want to beat them there to make sure, unless they have reservations, I want to beat them there to make sure there's room at the end. So I have gunned it. So that sailboat passed me. Looks smaller than mine, so I don't know if they're out for a day sail and just enjoying the day. I don't know how you could be enjoying this day, but I'm not from up here. Okay, entering Grand Marais for the second time. I'm not worried about room at the inn anymore. These are just sailors from the area out enjoying the day. How fun for them to be able to sail in and out of the harbor. Of course, this entranceway is wide enough that I'm sure they could tack in and out of here if they wanted to. But this was so terrifying when I arrived. Look how wide it is, but I could not see anything. So here I am in Grand Marais again. Over there is the vessel I did not run into when I came in at 1 or 2 in the morning. These vessels were not here, but how I missed all those mooring balls is beyond me. I got so lucky that night. Hey, as my dad said, if you're not making a mistake, you're not doing anything. So I'm heading towards Whitefish Point. There's a harbor of refuge there. Otherwise, it's 75 nautical miles to the Sioux, which means I would have had to have departed some time ago or getting there at night. Besides, I kind of want to see this harbor of refuge. Guidebooks say you can get in there. Say it's tricky, but I met a gentleman on this journey. He told me that don't worry about it. Just you can see where the silting has occurred and just make a little S-turn around it and get in there. So it's going to be an adventure. Well, the shoreline continues to be stunning as I motor along the coast. I've noticed that if I stay offshore a little bit, I get a little burst of speed. Not a lot of people know this, but there is a current on Lake Superior because it is so freaking big. And it goes counterclockwise. So on the way home, it is following me, which is helping my progress. So my not wearing long johns was very short-lived. Maybe, well, not even an hour. They're back on. The wind has picked up slightly from the north-northwest, blowing off the cold water, enough to make it uncomfortable. So there goes my day of sitting in the cockpit, enjoying the scenery. I'll just see the scenery from behind. I just look backwards the whole day. I can see the east end of Lake Superior, which I have to be honest is a glorious sight. God, this has been a long, strange trip. You could be in the most desolate place on the Great Lakes, but there's going to be a power boater coming as close to you as he can. Remarkable. Look, I mean, this is crazy. Of course, I'm going to wave and be nice and whatnot. Hello, fellow mariners. It is 15:15, and I am approaching Whitefish Point off to my starboard, and I'm having a very weird sensation. I'm not quite sure how to describe it. Starts with a W. Wrath, no. Wreath, no. Warmth, yes, that's it. I feel somewhat warm. It's a good time of day to be doing this because the sun overhead really helps you see things. God, I don't like this. $13, $14. Love that hat. The books say I can do this. They better be right. Okay. At least I'm not worried about stalling. I'm reading 12, but look how close I am to this wall. To my left is very murky. Oh my God. And now you got to worry about the silting around this edge. Now we just have to hope there's room at the inn. There better be. Back up to 13. Yeah, there is. Woo! I think I am home for the night. Doesn't look ideal, but it'll work. It's going to be an interesting tie-up. Thank God I have a fender board. And I'm in. That was fascinating. So I am at the Harbor of Refuge at Whitefish Point. Anchoring would be interesting here. Various bottom conditions, sand and rocks. Don't want to get slammed into rocks. Let's take a little walk down to where I am. Look at this, people. Shorts on. I'm so happy. Okay, this is a sign I did not need to see. Wow. Okay. And look at this little tree growing despite everything. You can see rocks over here, but on this side, nice and sandy. There's 4 slips for people like me who are done for the day. And there she is, living a dream. So, feeling kind of sentimental right now. Again, I know. I'm one sentimental bastard. All I have is the bay and then the Sioux, and then I'm off Lake Superior, but in my head, I'm off Lake Superior. And it feels freaking great. I can't believe I've gone to the Apostle Islands and I'm back at this point. I still have a long ways to go. Who knows what I'm going to do from here, but that was amazing. So it is time for the traditional beer and a bourbon. I'm celebrating. Okay, I'm trying to get to Whitefish Point, but I have a problem. Mom is not happy with me right now. She's stomping her foot, telling her other doe to come back. There's probably bears out here too. I should be careful. I'm leaving you alone. You win. But I'm coming a little forward. So are you. There's a lot of territory, man. Go somewhere else. All right, I'll continue on. Well, this is it. This is Whitefish Point. Living a Dream is way over there. Alrighty, it's about 1840. I just got back from Whitefish Point. New occurrence for me. This is interesting. I have sand on the boats. I'm celebrating tonight. I brought these along. They're about a month old, but I think they'll be okay. And they smelled okay. So I've eaten meat that's hung on a rack in the hot sun for 3 or 4 days. So these have been cold. I think they'll be fine. I'll find out in the morning. It's a glorious day.